Hi guys, I'm Dave in real life and welcome to today's
Unmissable.
So the dust has settled on the first Raw of 2025 and the first Raw of the Netflix era. But the question is, was it missable or unmissable? That is definitely the question, and we will delve into that in this video. Which way does it go? Which way do you think it goes in the comment section below as well? So yeah, obviously the show started huge. We started with The Rock. Yeah, but this was after Triple H did the whole introduction. Are you ready? A great little video package as well to start the show. But The Rock is the first person what comes out. And yeah, this left a lot of people really, really confused because The Rock didn't come out as the final boss. The Rock, he came out as the High Chief Soali. So yeah, he pretty much came out as himself. There was no character here. He was just being The Rock, which was great, to be quite honest with you. I mean, yeah, we're not going to get into certain things that he did. I mean, he did thank like the producers of Netflix, people behind WWE. Obviously, he's got a massive stake in TKO, so I feel like now his public appearance needs to be pretty solid. So yeah, him being a character at this point probably does not make that much sense. But yeah, it did leave a lot of people confused, especially with Cody Rhodes. I mean, he acknowledges Cody Rhodes and even asks about tell Mama Rhodes that I've said hi, which left Cody in stitches. Yeah, the fact that he went up and hugged him as well. This was kind of strange and literally puts a pin in any future feud. Obviously, we left last year, the last time we saw Cody
And The
and Roman in
Rock.
the ring together. A very heated promo. I will see you at WrestleMania 41, kind of int, int, int. But yeah, this was totally different vibe. Didn't feel like this was going to lead to anything, to be quite honest with you. So it really just put a nice little bow on that feud. So anybody would have thought that we were going to get Cody versus The Rock at WrestleMania 41. Yeah, forget it. It ain't happening. Literally, there's nothing there that suggests that that match is going to happen. So, yeah, you can put it to bed now. We can leave it. We've put a pin on it. Rock and WrestleMania 41, definitely not happening. So, yeah, we can just forget about it, to be quite honest with you, which is great. So, we now can just like plan who will face Cena at WrestleMania 41. That is going to be very, very interesting indeed. Obviously, we would go into our first match, which obviously The Rock has got investment interest in. Of course, it was the tribal combat match between Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa for the Hula Fala, for the tribal chief. This match was really good. I did enjoy this match. A lot of people were complaining that it was a little bit overbooked, but I was okay by it. To be honest, I do think the tribal combat matches are pretty much overbooked anyway. I mean, look at WrestleMania 40 with Cody and Roman. How overbooked was that? I mean, that was insane. How many people came down to the ring? I will say one thing. I wasn't really sure on why Kevin Owens got involved. This obviously would lead to Cody getting involved as well, and they took their fight backstage. But yeah, it just seemed a little bit odd that they were involved in this matchup. That kind of threw me off. Uh, obviously, we would see Tamatonga, Jacob Fatu getting involved. Obviously, the save was made by Sammy and Jimmy Uso. No Jay, because obviously he's facing Drew McIntyre later on in the show. I was shocked that this was the first match on the card, to be honest. I thought they might have done the Jay Drew match first. But here we are. That's what we did. We did the tribal combat match first. It was a really good match. I really enjoyed it. Roman is your new tribal chief. He has reclaimed the Ulafala. The Rock does come out, and this was, oh, here we go. Is something going to happen now? I mean, he's up to Cody, so that's done. What's going to happen now with him and Roman? And nothing, nothing happened between him and Roman. Basically, he put the Ulafal around Roman's neck, offered it his arm, they embraced. That was it. Did feel that they lingered around a little bit afterwards. And the possibility of The Rock turning on Roman was there, but it never happened. There was no Paul Heyman turn either. I feel like people are disappointed about this because they did want Roman Rock WrestleMania 41. I feel like they wanted something teased for later down the line, but there was literally, and I mean literally, nothing. Roman goes backstage. He is now going to be the face of 2K25, which is no big surprise. Or 26, 25 or 26, I don't know, whichever one it is. But just was a little bit weird. So it was definitely a Rock face turn. There was no final boss. We'd lost the final boss. This was more like Maui from Moana, what showed up. To be quite honest with you, I thought it was going to burst into song at one point. But yeah, it wasn't what people wanted. But you don't always get what you want in wrestling. But I mean, you've got the OTC back, the original tribal chief, back with the Ulafala. Don't know what that's going to do to the new bloodline. What happens to them? So SmackDown's going to be extremely interesting. What happens with Roman going forward? We are not going to see him until the 27th of January, which is not far off the Royal Rumble. So, yeah, honestly, kind of a bit of a mess, but a happy mess. Then we went on to John Cena. Yep, the Farewell Tour starts on Netflix. And yeah, this was a really cool segment. I mean, I kind of like it because obviously he knows his position. He has got a terrible streak going into 2025. He hasn't won a match in WWE for quite some time. And he kind of recognised that, which was cool. We were all dreaming of the 17th championship, blah, 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 blah. But he was quite realistic about it. But he didn't then kind of had a little of a momentum switch. Said, but what if I win the Rumble? What if I win the Elimination Chamber? What if? And all the what if started to build up. And John Cena started to build up his own anticipation. And then he was like, yeah, I'm joining the Rumble. I'm going to win the Rumble. Miracles can happen. But yeah, this got obviously the John Cena fans extremely excited. Oh no, he's going to win the Rumble. He's going to do it. He's going to do it. You know, he's going to be in the Rumble. Don't mean he's going to win the Rumble. But there's a good chance. And that's going to make a lot of people happy. And now Cody is now free to face somebody other than The Rock. So could that be John Cena? Who knows? It's certainly now open to debate and certainly open to speculation. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that one. But John Cena's segment was super cool. I thought it was good. And it would lead to our second match of the night, which was Liv Morgan defending her women's championship against Rhea Ripley. This was scheduled to be a last woman standing match. That was blown out of the window. I mean, I don't know why they even suggested it in the first place, but it suddenly disappeared, and it just was a standard match. Liv Morgan had Dominic and Raquel at ringside the entire time. Never at any point would they have to go to the back. So, yeah, literally it was a bit one-sided for most of the match. Yes, Raquel would get involved. Dominic got involved. But several riptides later, Rhea Ripley became your new world's champion. She finally got back her championship belt, what was taken away from her by Liv Morgan. So, yes, Rhea Ripley's back, your champ. Lovely moment where she kicked Dominic in the nuts and riptide him for good measure. Love that, absolutely love that. But I think the major talking point here in this match wasn't just Rhea Ripley winning the title, was the fact that we had The Undertaker, American badass Undertaker. He came down on his chopper, went round the ring, joined Rhea at the ring entrance, and they did the Brothers of Destruction. They threw the fist into the air, and they did that little side look, where they look over their shoulder into the camera. Very cool moment. A lot of people complained that Undertaker should have done more. We could have had an in-ring promo. Should have done something with Braun Breaker. That would have made a little bit of sense. But yeah, that's all we got. I mean, great for Rhea Ripley. She got a nice little moment there. I think the backstage stuff with The Undertaker was better than the actual thing that he did on the show. I mean, he talked about, God, I'm not going to miss this party for the world. Raw on Netflix. I'm definitely down for this. And he was. He did show up. But yeah, that was a little bit underwhelming, but overwhelming at the same time. Getting the Undertaker at any point in wrestling or any event is absolutely brilliant, and always gets a huge pop. Then we go to Jey Uso versus Drew McIntyre. Oh, honestly, the entrance of Jey literally took well over 5 minutes, 6 minutes, probably even 10 minutes. They literally drank that in. Obviously, Travis Scott was with him as well, smoking a spliff. Sorry for the cough. But yeah, smoking a spliff inside the Induit Arena. I don't know if you're allowed to smoke inside there, but it's Travis Scott. He can do what he wants, and he's the hardcore title champion, so yeah, he can do whatever he wants to do. So yeah, it did take a while there. Drew came out and was met with a suicide dive straight away, which was pretty epic. This match was really good. I think the matches on this show were fire. I do think we were spoiled with they given plenty of time to breathe. Yeah, there was only 4 matches, and that upset a few people. But yeah, they were given the time to breathe, which I was extremely happy at, to be honest with you. So yeah, I mean, I wasn't too bothered that there was a lack of matches. We just got good segments, which were good segues into these matches, apart from the last one, of course. But anyway, yeah, Jey did pick up a big victory. He led Drew a merry dance in this match because he made Drew get confident, in fact, too confident. In fact, he got cocky, thought he had Jey set up for the Claymore for the win, but Jey faked it out, pretended that he was hurt and that he was vulnerable. He wasn't. He was playing possum, and he managed to dodge the Claymore, managed to get Drew McIntyre up into a surprise roll-up, the most devastating move in all the sports entertainment. Bang, picked up a 1-2-3, an amazing victory. Just a good match. I thought these two work well together. I don't think this is the end of Jey and Drew going forward. I think we're going to get pretty much more from these guys in the future. But very cool, good little match. Then we went to Hulk Hogan. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but he just got absolutely booed out of the building. In fact, look at Hogan here in this image, hearing all the boos. It's time for you to retire and stop showing up at wrestling shows, Hulk Hogan. You are done, mate. 2025. You should just disappear into the wind with Ric Flair. We don't want you, don't need you. The wrestling fans certainly let him know what they feel about him. Look, the chorus of boos were immense. But that's it. It was great to see Jimmy Hart, though. That was cool. I liked Jimmy Hart coming out with him. I think maybe saved that segment. But other than that, Hulk Hogan can piss off now. All that led to the night's main event with Seth Rollins taking on CM Punk. I think Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan was the match of the night, but this was the close second, in my opinion. But these two were really good. Trading of the moves. I mean, yeah, the Go to Sleep was hit by Seth a couple of times on CM Punk. CM Punk hit the curb stomp on Seth a couple of times. Great to and fro. Thought the finish was really cool. Looked like Seth had been caught with the knee of CM Punk at one point. I just thought this was a fantastic match and obviously a great starting point to their feud. I don't think it's over by any country mile. I think that these two will face each other again further down the line. But yeah, I just think this set up perfectly for CM Punk. He's going to have a massive 2025. I do think he probably will get a main event match at WrestleMania now that The Rock is out of the picture. I feel like Roman CM Punk is definitely a destination that I think a lot of fans would love to see happen. at WrestleMania 41. I'm totally down for that. And there's a lot of people who are not fans of either of these two guys, probably not on board with how flamboyant Seth Rollins is, but I think as a wrestler, he's certainly put on a show on Raw. Same with CM Punk. He's certainly, it's took him a while to settle in, of course. He's only been back in wrestling a couple of years now, but I certainly think that he's found his niche going forward and looks good to go. Maybe Royal Rumble winner. I think we're going to have a situation at the Royal Rumble where you could have John Cena, Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, possibly Seth being the final four. Imagine that. Imagine that. Who would you pick if that was the final four? I mean, epic scenes. But yeah, CM Punk did pick up a massive victory on Raw in the main event, no less. A couple of other side notes, just a little bit of fun. Vanessa Huggins was in the crowd, and I particularly liked her t-shirt. I mean, I thought she was going to strip off completely at one point. But she did reveal a t-shirt, Hot Girls Love Pro Wrestling too. I mean, though I couldn't see the 2-bit, unfortunately, so I have improvised on that. I would have thought the t-shirt would have had that on. But it's definitely cool that hot girls love pro wrestling. And they do. There was quite a lot of hot girls in that crowd. Not saying I didn't notice, but I thought that was pretty fun. And then a bit of a backstage segment. We saw Bayley talking to Adam Pearce. Bayley looks like she's raw bound. Nice purple hair as well. I love the fact that we could be seeing Bayley on Monday nights. Maybe a future opponent for Rhea Ripley. Could be very much fun. Certainly be down for that. Keeping her away from Bianca Belair seems to be a must for me right now. Then we had CM Punk again. I thought I'd mention this. His jacket that he wore on the way to the ring was the exact same jacket he wore when he choked out Jungle Boy Jack Perry at that infamous backstage segment in AEW where Tony Khan feared for his life. Oh, Jack Perry, cry me a river. I mean, this was basically a big dig at AEW and Tony Khan, and of course Jack Perry, him wearing that exact same jacket. So that was quite interesting. Quick note about the ring. Didn't bother me. I mean, yeah, a lot of people don't like the HUDs on the ring. I thought it was interesting was no Prime bottle, that it was just Fortnite right in the middle. Obviously, it had Netflix on, Riyadh season, Snickers. Yeah, you know what? I wasn't down on it. I like the actual black canvas. I mean, is it traditional? Absolutely not. It did feel like a corporate decision. Let's get the sponsors on. Very much a UFC thing, as we know. Obviously, TKO owned both WWE and UFC. So I think it was bound to happen at some point. But yeah, I do believe that Vince would probably have flipping absolutely hated this because he did see that squared circle, the canvas, as a sacred thing. Now it's been besmirched by all these sponsorships. So yeah, a part of me doesn't like it, but a part of me wasn't that bothered. It didn't trigger me as I thought it would. In fact, half of the time I didn't even notice it was there. So that's my thoughts on that. My final thoughts on the show, it's definitely Unmissable! As I gave it an 8 out of 10 on the show itself. I thought it was a very good show. We'll give this, it wasn't like a normal Monday Night Raw show. It had a network special. This could have been so easily have been a Saturday night's main event. Other than a Raw show. I think other than that, yeah. Was it the best Raw I've ever seen? Absolutely no. I don't think it is. I don't think it is the best Raw ever. I feel like that's too much of a misleading tag, to be fair. I thought it was a great show. I enjoyed it. But I am excited to go back to what is the episodic episodes of Raw, what we are used to from the network. Getting back to that next week with storylines, Raw being a little bit more rooted and not being like star stacked as this one was. Yeah, this did feel like a TV special to me. It didn't feel like an average Monday Night Raw, but you know what? They have to go. You have to start things with glitz and glamour and grab people's attention. So I can understand why Netflix and WWE went this route for the first show on Netflix. Hopefully, it starts to calm down over the next couple of weeks. But yeah, I've got big high hopes for this going forward. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it too. I thought it was a blast. The watch along was fantastic. We had a blast doing that. Let me know what you thought and what scores you would give this Raw's debut on Netflix. I don't think it was the best Raw I've ever seen, but that's just me. But I did give it an 8 out of 10. Rhea Ripley definitely winning the title was probably a highlight of the show, to be quite honest with you. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the future on Netflix for WWE. So yeah, have your say in the comment section below. As always, I've been Dave in real life. You guys have been awesome. Till the next time, bye for now.